Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. For today's yoga class, we're going to be working with the element of air and moving with light and airy movements. This class is just one element out of a 5-element yoga class that I filmed for my website, alaunaroby.com. If you want to practice all 5 elements together in one class, you can head over there to check that out. But I will be posting 3 of the 5 elements here for free on YouTube, with water being the beginner, air being the intermediate, and fire being advanced. So do with that what you will, but I am so happy to have you here on your mats with me today, no matter where you are. Today I'm filming up on Mount Graham, and you can't tell by the scenery behind me here at my campsite, but where I filmed this class there was recently a fire at the top of Mount Graham, and so all of the trees look like toothpicks, and so I just set the intention with this practice of bringing healing to this forest. There are no props required for today's class, so let's go ahead and get started. Beginning today's class in a seated meditation. So find a comfortable seat, whatever that means in your body, whatever's best on the knees. And let the shoulder blades relax down the back, but keep the chest lifted high as you begin to breathe deeply. Inhaling to expand the chest. And exhale, let it fall. Taking a few more deep breaths here, just beginning to become aware of what the breath does to the sensations in the body. Where do you feel it? And beginning to extend our inhales and exhales. Inhaling for a count of 6, holding at the top, and exhaling to squeeze all of that air back out through the mouth. So as you're ready, take an inhale in for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Then exhale, sigh it out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So focusing on controlling the release of the air so that you can extend it all the way out those 6 counts. So inhaling again for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Maybe sip a little bit of extra air in. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you find that it's hard to extend the exhales, try pursing the lips together so that there's just a small hole between the lips, and squeeze it out through the smaller hole to try and control the airflow. So taking one more deep breath here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. And exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can go ahead and fall back into your regular pattern of breathing, but staying aware of the breath. And on your next exhale, you can go ahead and tilt the chin in towards the chest and blink the eyes back open. Bring the hands to your knees. Coming into your seat here. And begin to move through a few seated cats and cows. So inhale, draw the chest forward, round through the back, coming into your cow pose. And exhale to round through the back, pressing the spine back behind you, curling the chin towards the chest. Inhale forward, seated cow. And exhale back, seated cat. So continuing to move through the breath here, just warming up through the spine. So on your next inhale, go ahead and find a neutral spine, sitting up nice and tall. And begin to make some circles with the torso. So draw the right shoulder forward, chest forward, then to the left, and round through the back, come back. Inhale forward, exhale, round back. So turning those seated cats and cows into more of a fluid motion here, continuing to move with the breath. And slowly switch the direction of your circles. Once you feel even on both sides, you can go ahead and come back through center. And bring the hands off to your side, so making like a V with the arms. Inhale to reach the right hand up and place it on the left side of your head, drawing the right ear down towards the right shoulder, and engaging out through those left fingertips. Maybe playing with flipping the palm face up and back down. Just beginning to warm up through the upper body and the arms. And slowly release. You can move to the second side, so left hand goes up and overhead. Place it on the right side of your head and tilt the left ear towards the shoulder as you reach out and away with the right fingertips, and maybe playing with flipping the palm face up and back down. Slow and controlled release, come back through center. Then cross at your ankles, make your way into all fours. Just using this as a transition here. Then walk your knees back, tuck your toes under, and lift the hips up and back into your first downward facing dog of class. So taking a moment here to feel into how this pose feels in your body today. Pedaling out through the feet, noticing how the backs of the legs feel. And gripping down with the fingertips, really engaging through the arms, noticing how the shoulders are feeling. And on an inhale, shift forward so that your shoulders stack on top of the wrists, coming into your plank pose. And I want you to think like cat and cow here, moving from plank to down dog. So inhale, kind of curl the chest forward, tailbone up, and send the hips up and back, find your downward facing dog. And exhale to curl the chin towards the chest as you shift forward back into your plank. So inhale, chest forward, lift the hips, downward dog. Exhale, curl the chin in towards the chest and ripple forward into your plank pose. So moving at whatever speed feels good here. Or just moving from plank to downward dog, however feels best in your body. And the next time you find yourself in downward dog, go ahead and hold here. And slowly walk the hands to the back of your mat, coming to a forward fold at the back of your mat. And as slow as you can, with the head and shoulders being the last thing to roll up, slowly come up to standing. Placing the hands by your sides and grounding down through your feet. Taking a deep breath in here. And exhale to side up. Moving into our first balancing pose for today, we're beginning our air segment of the class. So I like to think of the air element as being the poses where you feel the most light and lifted and, balancing. So if you need to have something nearby to place your hand on to help you out, I encourage you to do so. However, if you're out in a forest like me, do the best that you can. So from your mountain pose, shift all of the weight onto your right foot and bring the left foot into your tree pose. So the left heel can either just come right above the right ankle and hang out here, focusing on pressing that left knee out wide. Or you can bring the left sole of foot to the right calf or to the right inner thigh, just trying to avoid pressing on the knee joint and causing damage. So finding whatever pose is easiest for you to balance in, the best pose for your balance, not the best pose for your ego. And then you can take any variation with the arms. So same thing here, focus on finding your balance. So if you need to stay here with the hands on the hips to do so, that's a-okay. If you want to extend the arms down, bring the hands through heart center, or even extend the arms up and overhead, whatever feels best in your body. If you really want to challenge your balance, you can close down your eyes. Imagine yourself in a place where you feel light and airy, as if you are a tree blowing in the wind. Just breathing into what that feels like. And you can slowly release the hands down to your hips and bring the left knee in towards the chest, staying grounded through the right foot, coming into knee to chest, and find a twist so that right hand crosses over to grab onto the left thigh as you extend the left hand back, opening the chest towards the left. Breathing in here, sitting up nice and tall through the spine, allowing as much air to enter your body here as you can, even though we're twisted. Then keeping the twist in the upper body, begin to find your forward fold as you slide the right hand down to the left calf and begin to straighten through the knees. Still keeping that left hand high, facing the left. And exhale to fold forward. Taking a moment here, and then moving to the second side. So inhale slowly rolls you up to standing. Hands come by your sides, Tadasana, or mountain pose. Then moving into tree on the second side, shift the weight onto your left foot this time, and either bring the right ankle just above the left ankle, on the left calf, or on the left inner thigh. Whatever's easiest to balance in. Same thing with the arms, taking whatever variation that you feel like. Remembering that the body is asymmetrical, so this side might be different than the first side as we continue throughout our practice, and that's a-okay. Just slowly breathing here. Then gently bring the right knee in towards the chest, still standing and grounding down through the left foot. Moving into that twist, so cross the left hand over to the right thigh and reach the right hand back. And maintaining the twist, you can go ahead and lower the foot down to the mat. Hand comes down to the outer edge of the right thigh, keeping the right hand extended up high and straightening through the knees as you fold forward. Making sure that you leave enough space for yourself to continue to breathe. So don't collapse the torso onto the thighs. Try to keep an active body, staying lifted. And exhale, release down into your forward fold. Inhale slowly brings you back up to standing, head and shoulders being the last to come up. Don't give yourself whiplash. And from the back of your mat, bring the hands to your hips. Then step the right foot forward so that the left heel peels up off of the mat. So there should be about 3 feet distance between the feet, depending on your body. And make sure that that left hip stays facing forward. So both hip bones pointed directly forward. As you hinge forward into your modified pyramid pose, hands can come somewhere along the right leg or down to frame the right foot. Breathing into the backs of the hamstrings here. And slowly walk the fingertips forward. You can bend into the right knee as much as you need to here. And then lift the left heel up towards the ceiling. So you're coming into your standing splits pose, but keeping the left hip aligned with the right. So not hiking it up, keeping both hips centered and facing down. Then you can either stay here, or if you want to challenge your balance a little more, you can keep that right hand down in front of the right toes, but bring the left hand to your hip and begin to open the chest towards the left as you stack that left hip on top of the right hip. So just what I told you not to do in the other version, we're doing here in half moon pose. So if you would like, you can keep the hand on the hip for stability, or you can reach the arm high. And exhale to release. Come to a forward fold in the center of your mat. And inhale slowly brings you up to standing, Tadasana. And moving through that on the second side. So bring the hands to the hips, step the left foot forward this time so that the right heel peels up off of your mat. Square both hips towards the front, then hinge at the hips. Hands come along the left leg or down on the mat to frame the foot. Letting the forehead relax towards the knee here. Letting the upper body relax and release as you keep active and engaged in the lower body. So really pulling the hips together in space, engaging through the inner thighs. And bend into the left knee as much as you need to and walk the hands forward. Lift the right heel up towards the ceiling. If you have both hands on the mat, keep both hips facing down. However, if you would like to take the half moon variation, you can keep the left hand down and bring the right hand to your hip and open the right hip up to stack the right hip on top of the left, maybe reaching the right hand high. Feeling like you're floating in the air like a half moon. There's actually a full moon while I'm recording this, but that's not relevant. So go ahead and find another forward fold at the top of your mat this time, maybe grabbing onto opposite elbows and just swaying a bit from side to side, letting the neck be heavy. And inhale, slowly come up to standing. Mountain pose. And on your inhale, reach both arms up and overhead and draw the left knee in towards your chest. Finding your balance here, finding one point to focus on. And exhale, bring the hands through heart center. Keeping the knee in, bring the hands to the hips. And slowly hinge at the hips so that you can send that left leg back behind you. Placing the toes on the mat, keeping the heel lifted, finding your high lunge. So inhale, lifting the torso high, reaching the arms up and overhead. And exhale, hands down through heart center. Taking 2 more deep breaths like this. Inhale, reach the arms high. And exhale, the hands through heart center. 1 more. And on your next inhale, reach the arms high. And exhale, press the hands behind you, lower the torso down. Then slowly lift the left toes up off of your mat, coming back to that standing warrior 3. Bring the hands to heart center this time. So keeping that both hips pointed down along with the shoulders. And from this warrior 3, see if you can engage the core, pull that left knee back into the chest. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release and fold forward. As you're ready, inhale brings you back up to standing for the second side. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. This time, draw the right knee in towards the chest. Finding your stability here. Then exhale, bring the hands through heart center. And bring the hands to your hips. And hinge at the torso. Step the right toes to the back of your mat, coming into your high lunge. Both feet are in 2 separate lanes. And inhale, lift the torso high, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands back down. Last one, inhale up. Exhale, heart centered. And this time, inhale, reach the arms high. And exhale, press the hands behind you, lowering the torso. Then lift the right foot up off of your mat. And if you need to, you can bring the hands through heart center, finding warrior 3. And challenging your balance, moving from warrior 3 to standing knee to chest, drawing the knee in for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release and find a forward fold. You can grab onto opposite elbows here and just sway a bit from side to side. Step both feet out to the outer edges of your mat and angle both toes out, heels in. Then slowly begin to lower the hips down, bringing the hands through heart center and pressing the elbows into the knees to open the hips. Then lower the hands back behind you, come down into your seat. So from here, moving into your butterfly pose, the soles of your feet come to touch, grabbing onto the ankles, sitting the chest high. You can either stay lifted here, or you can find a forward fold. So grabbing onto either the ankles or interlacing the fingers around the toes, draw the torso down towards the mat. Walk the hands back in towards the legs, coming up into your seat, moving slowly, and allow yourself to roll down onto your backs, coming completely down onto the earth now. And as you're ready, you can go ahead and extend the legs out long, rest the arms down by your sides, and find stillness. Taking a few moments here to get out any last little wiggles or adjustments so that you can be comfortable in your stillness. Both stillness in the body as well as stillness in your mind. And finally, simply bring your awareness back to your breath. As you lie here in a few more moments of silence and stillness in your Shavasana. Slowly begin to bring some movement back to the fingers and the toes. And inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, finding a full body stretch. Taking a time to do a full body scan from toe tip to the top of your head, to the fingertips. Just noticing how your body is feeling after today's practice. As you're ready, you can bend into both knees and gently roll over onto one side, finding a few more moments here in stillness, and thanking yourself for showing up to practice today. Taking what these 5 elements can teach us, not only applying them to your yoga practice, but taking them off your mat as well, and throughout your day-to-day life. You can slowly keep the eyes closed and press yourself up into a seat, either placing the hands on the thighs or bringing hands through heart center, and taking 3 final grounding breaths as a class in 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale out the mouth. You can gently tuck the chin in and blink the eyes back open, coming back to the space around you. I thank you guys so much for joining me here on your mats for today's practice. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this elemental flow. And don't forget, if you want to practice all 5 elements together in one fluid class, be sure to head over to alaunaroby.com and check it out. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe here on YouTube for more free yoga, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye.